Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Whispering Willow Oracle. Today we're going to be looking at your current energies. So what is going on in your recent past, present, and future? These messages are timeless. So whenever you come across this reading, there may be something here for you. Remember to only take the messages that resonate. Okay? I'd like to thank my angels, spirit guides, and beings of the highest white light. Ooh, it's a lot. For providing the collective with clear and concise messages. Thank you for providing the collective with clear and concise messages. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Lovers. So we definitely have an option here, a decision that needs to be made. I almost see this as like a journey from like this deep betrayal. We keep having messages of like kind of betrayal, and I don't, not the nicest messages, but that's what's coming through. So we shall proceed. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Lovers. Ooh, I'm getting like kind of like there's this theme of could be a breakup. I'm kind of picking up a breakup here, or betrayal, something going on here. The betrayal is definitely in the past, so this is not new. This wouldn't be new energy or new information. In the current position here, we have the Three of Wands, which to me is all about looking out to the future, looking out to see what is it that you have spent all this time, building and creating. What is it that you're going to be creating? What is it that you envision in the future coming towards you through this energy? And I think it's you taking some time to actually say, okay, where is it that I want to go next? Where is it? What ships do I want to bring into myself? Where do I want to find myself in the next few months to a year? You're being very conscious about your manifestations and about where you're headed in this life, where you're headed in the next little while. You have a choice to make here with the Lovers, but I'm also getting that the Lovers are symbolic of a person, you and another person doing something together. So it could be that you and this other person are you might be deciding to forgive this person of their indiscretions. It doesn't have to be cheating or anything like that, but it can be, it cannot be, it just depends on your situation. So please only take this as it resonates, because I don't love reading like kind of not super positive messages like this, but I also know that it can even apply to like you and a person could have had like a very, very simple argument here that it doesn't have to be anything major. It can go between a lot of different spaces, a lot of different energy here. So you and this person, actually, it may not have even been that there was any indiscretion or cheating. It might have been that you two went through recently a really rocky period, just not because of anything in particular. It's just life, right? Like life was happening and it was hard for you to connect. And now that you have connected, you're both like, okay, where are we at? Where do we want to go forward together? Let's walk forward into the future together. So it could be something like that. I'm getting here that you were having, or you might still be having, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sleepless nights, insomnia, potentially, like a panic attack. You could have had a panic attack recently. I'm just getting that this panic attack is like something that, it's not that you've never had one before. It's just that they don't happen that frequently. And when they do happen, it's very upsetting, and it kind of throws you off. So I feel like we have like a lot of nines here right now. We have the Nine of Cups on the bottom. We have the Nine of Swords in your challenge, and the Nine of Pentacles in your future and overall energy here. So it could have been that you're having a lot of sleepless nights related to money, related to finances. you and your partner could be really struggling, and so or you went through this struggle and it was causing conflict in your relationship, conflict in your life, sleepless nights, some insomnia here, unable to rest, unable to get your head out of, you know, the situation, almost chronically thinking. I'm almost getting that like you stress yourself into getting like a really bad cold or a bad infection or like a flu or something. And this Three of Wands here is you two kind of regrouping. Like you're like, okay, like we have a little bit of respite. We, you know, maybe, you know, your finances are okay for the time being, and you really need to get yourselves in order and plan for if this happens again in the future. It's kind of like, okay, what are we doing here? Where are we going? How are we going to make life bearable? Because the last couple of months or the last couple of weeks were really tough, and we don't want to go through that again. We want to move forward really comfortable here. So I'm just getting that it could be around your finances or shared finances. And we have the King of Wands here in your strengths. So I think that this is that you're both going to, or, you know, you're even suggested here, your spirit guides could be telling you like the key to this is to think outside of the box, to be dynamic, be creative, think of other ways to build your income, think of other ways to build stability, and how to cut costs, how to cut out expenses in your life. Like, what is it that you can live with? What is it you can't live without? What is it that you're going to do here? I do, though, feel like with the Lover's card, even though it's usually about an option, I'm getting that this is actually you two reaffirming your stability together, reaffirming your commitment to one another, and looking at each other and being like, yeah, we just got through a really, really tough time together, and things are going to be better. We just need to get through a little bit, you know, a little bit more here, and the energy is going to shift and it is going to change. And it's just about kind of being creative, dynamic, fluid, allowing the energy to wash over you, to shift and change, allowing opportunities to fall into your lap, like being open to things, not allowing yourself to get caught up in the anxiety and the worry and the insomnia, which is, you know, again, it's difficult to do that when you're in it, right? You can say that all you want to somebody, but when they're having a really difficult time, it's impossible to not think about that one thing. Of course, it's not impossible, I shouldn't say that. But in reality, the majority of us, you know, we can say, oh, we're going to meditate, we're going to focus, we're not going to let it get to us this time. And then when you're in it, it can be a very different situation. So I don't want to do any spiritual bypassing here and being like, you just need to meditate and do some Reiki and do some, you know, soaks. And I do believe that you can do all, oh my God, so much stuff coming out here. I do believe that you can do all of that and it will help you. Don't get me wrong. Do that stuff, like, especially if you're having a difficult time. Like the person that I trained with for meditation, he always had like this interesting saying, but it was like, and it's so true, and a lot of other teachers will tell you the same thing, but you know, it's really easy to sit down and meditate when you feel good. It's really easy when you're in a good mood to sit down and meditate, and you still should do it. That's wonderful. But it's actually very, very hard to sit down and truly meditate when you're having, when you've gone through something traumatic, when you're going through an extremely stressful time, when you're dealing with illness, when you're dealing with mental illness, you know, when you have things that legitimately, undeniably are just kind of crappy, right? That's when you need to meditate the most, but that's when it's the most difficult. So it's like contradictory, but at the same time, that's why it's so good to practice your meditation during good times. It's like people who are soldiers, or they go to war, or they're, you know, athletes or whatever. Like, even though when you're training, the pressure, the competition, the pressure from, like, if you were a warrior, you train, and then when war comes, you're ready, right? It's kind of like that, like you know, a spiritual warrior. Like, if you want to be a spiritual warrior, you train, you do all the right things in the time of peace, so that when it comes to the time of war, the time of conflict or strife in your life, you can rely on your training, your spiritual training, to get you through difficult times. So these 3 cards came out. Peace, Serenity with Dove. So birds might be significant to you at this time. Doves in particular, feathers, that sort of thing. That's just what I heard with this card. But and then it came out with Magic and Curse with the Witch and Love, New Love, and Heart. So I'm just getting here. I'm not necessarily getting that this is a bad card, because magic is wonderful, curses are not. So you can kind of take it however you want. But I'm just getting here that you're really in this like manifestation mode where you're trying so hard to bring peace and harmony and love into your life, and it is happening. It's just not really happening how you want it to, and maybe you're having a difficult time seeing it. I also, a second message from this one is that there's someone in your life who you do need to put a block up with. They might be sending you negative energy, dark thoughts, and I actually just got like that you need to put up like an emotional, spiritual barrier, like a bubble between you and this other person, because they are trying to negatively affect some aspect of your life. Take that as it resonates, because that's not a message for everybody. And if you thought of someone immediately when I said that, maybe the message is for you. If you didn't, then it's probably not for you. Okay, so don't try and think of someone just because. Yeah, so I'm also getting here that you and this other person, you may be rekindling your romantic love. You may be finding like a new avenue for enjoying each other in a physical way. Might be exploring options there, like with your lover, like saying, okay, like, you know, we haven't had a lot of time to connect physically, like let's do something romantic, let's do something sexy here. Just kind of picking that up right now, like very fiery energy between you and this person. Very solid. It's like grounded energy and fiery energy, and I'm just getting that there's a lot of love there, a lot of romance, a lot of like rededication to one another. And this card is trying to cool down and relax this 9 of Swords. Yeah, it's kind of like you need to just take some time, meditate, and try and calm your mind, because you don't want it to lead, you know, it's okay to have some anxieties and have some worries, but when it's causing like significant consequences in your life, that's when we maybe need some other help too from outside. So rely on your people, rely on your friends and family, and take care of yourself. Okay, I'm gonna leave this message here. I hope it resonated for somebody. If it did, leave a comment. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully I'll catch you in a future reading. Take care. Bye now.